You've made your mistake, nerd.
Temptation that ever lures us back into the crystal shadow. And thus did our journey begin.
The promise. Become one. Did that just say 26% of people? Hang on. What? Who? Where's my notifications? It's this little bell. What? 26%. Did everybody stop playing this game at some point? What the heck? I know it's not your usual Final Fantasy, and I know it's kind of a niche thing, Final Fantasy, but like, come on.
Mid says Odin split the sea in two. She's always been partial to a tall tale.
Oh, but that's what
There's
happened.
tall, and then there's tall.
I struggle to believe it myself.
I see your uncle isn't with you.
He stayed with the Enterprise. After our brush with the Einherja, she was in urgent need of repair. And my uncle knows a shipwright in Randalar. We're to join him there when we're ready to sail for Ash.
You sure that's wise? Last I heard, place was still overrun with a Kashyyyk.
Show me a city where that isn't true. Ultima's plague is spreading.
We're running out of time, aren't we? We've done our best to shore up that hideaway. But I doubt a few planks will stop what's coming. Still, we'll keep at it. Every little helps, I suppose.
Let's hope so.
Alrighty. Across the narrow. Even though we've just already dealt with it. Oh, power of ice. Shiva. Okay. Gives me ice magic. Gives me a dodge. Just like with the Phoenix, but with ice.
I should
Okay.
visit Joshua. Assuming Talia will allow it.
Okay. Before that, there's a weapon upgrade part I just got, and if it makes my sword any better, then I will take it.
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of papio nuts and all.
Not the papio nuts. What about second breakfast? What do you look like? I'm keeping the Excalibur blade.
How are you feeling, Joshua?
Better than I was.
But not nearly as well as you should be. Your cuts and burns may have healed, but your body still bears the burden of every spell cast.
Oh.
And what would you have had me do? It was no ordinary foe we faced. It was the Warden of Darkness. Yet still, it was not enough. The king could have ended me at any moment, but instead chose to toy with me like a curl does a mouse.
You underestimate yourself.
Oh, it was crystal clear. Only one man established his dominance that day, and that man was Barnabas.
He is a pretty tough customer.
I'm sorry, brother. That was ill-spoken.
Oh, no.
It's
I got
just-
judgment cutted. You're
I've
fine.
never felt so powerless. And when so many are looking to us for strength, perhaps the prince feels the same.
Who knows what the prince is feeling? We saw him collapse last we saw him. Unless we're about to cut to him. The Crystalline Dominion. Nameless Slum. I was kind of kidding about cutting to him. Because I'm pretty sure it's either the Ultima showing up, or we're going to talk to Dion, or we're going to... Yep, there he is. I will admit, the fact that he made it that far before bleh on the ground, then, you know. Oh, I should have stayed in bed. New bandages.
What is this place?
It's a slum. You look familiar.
Don't move.
Medicine girl? I think I helped her out on a side quest once. Maybe. Quite possibly. It's hard to tell. There's been so much time between my doing all the side quests and all the other stuff that it's like, ugh. Don't know why I'm getting tired all of a sudden. My gosh. Here's some water. He's from the well. May or may not be good.
Here, it's fresh from the well.
I was kidding. Oh god. I have not played this game before, I swear. Oh god. Maybe that's why there's a 26%. Because people were like, oh, I can tell what the story's doing. Or something to that degree. It just sucks. I've played video games most of my life, so I'm like, I can easily pick up on a bunch of stuff.
Spirits sometimes get lost, and that the lanterns guide them to their proper place.
Okay.
I set one on the river for her when she passed away.
No. Dang. I was going to say there should be more, but there was not much left after we were here.
The fiend works from the shadows.
And that was even after the Bahamut was going on a rampage before us.
Guided my hand, then Ultima.
With how close he is, I wouldn't...
Not you.
I wouldn't want to say his name.
This is my doing.
Yeah.
My fault. My sin to bear.
Yeah, you kind of jumped the gun.
And for it, I must atone.
Hell, he could have asked us
Your
for
hurts
help.
are healing nicely.
Your hurts?
It was my poultices that saw you well.
You make them.
And sell them, or try to. Earns me enough for bread, most days.
Forgive me. I have nothing to...
I know, but I couldn't just leave you lying there.
No. Ugh. I should not be getting tired. I'm about to do a 5-ish
going
hour, 6-hour shift at work, too.
Of course. I'm healed.
Are you sure?
Thanks to you and your poultices.
You said that last time, and
Will
you
promise
bled.
to come back and visit?
At least he's getting character development. He might be able to help us later. If I sound randomly distant, I'm looking at my phone to respond to some people.
Excuse me. Phoenix. It would seem that I owe you my wings.
I mean, yeah, you don't really got nothing else. Your whole wyvern people,
Perhaps he can find an answer.
who knows?
You will be returning to Waloed soon, I gather.
I see no reason to wait.
Then neither do I.
I can think of a few, but I doubt they'll stop you. You will take your medicine.
Of course, Lady Daya.
Set on leaving already, are you?
How long will it take us to get back to Ash?
Dunno, about the same amount of time it took us to get here. Maybe less, if your uncle can find someone trustworthy to patch up the Enterprise. All depends on where we're putting into port, mind.
Ooh.
Yes. It's not as if we can put ashore wherever we choose. We have to assume that the whole of Ash is hostile, and that we'll be attacked on sight.
Very fair.
Then we must find a place they won't think to look. And I have an idea who might know of one.
The Professor! I'll go and tell you come in.
While you're plotting our course, I'll be in the shelves with your lawsman. I wish to pick his brains about Ultima.
Then I'll talk to Karen about supplies for the journey. They may not be easy to come by in Ash.
No, no, no. That whole place is probably going to turn into a Dynasty Warriors battlefield.
Your brother's body won't take much more of this recklessness. You know that, don't you?
Why do you think we're trying to stop this as fast as possible? Or as fast as things will let us. What do you mean you're locked? Lore woman.
I still say it were a compliment.
Ah, Clive.
Vivian.
I was wondering when you'd arrive. Please tell me you've come to take our young prodigy here off my hands.
I'm not here for Mid. I need information on Ash.
I
Then why
need
not
the
ask Molly
lore.
if you can look in one of her ovens? Go on.
As soon as the Enterprise is ready, we'll be setting out for Drake's Spine. And we're going to need a safe place to land.
Preferably one that won't see my ship blown to shit and splinters.
If it were that easy, do you think Waloed would have resisted invasion for so long? Very little is known of Ash, and the information we do have is spotty and outdated.
Oh.
We have the good King Barnabas to thank for that. Waloed's borders have been closed to outsiders since the day he seized the throne. If there is anywhere safe to land, you won't find it on my map.
Just like Sweden.
And tell us what we will find. I'm sure you know better than we do.
But no splinters.
All right, if it will get you out of my hair. But interrupt me, and it's over. Understood?
Just gonna put my controller down just so you know, don't accidentally hit a button. You never know.
Barnabas Thom. The one they call the last king. Understand him, and you will understand the kingdom of Waloed.
Aight.
Barnabas was only a boy when he arrived from beyond the southern seas, and barely a man before he united the ragged tribes of Ash. And having unleashed them upon the formidable Veldamark, he set his throne upon the ancient kingdom's ruins. The victory sent shockwaves around Valisthea, tales of Odin's might spreading through every court, parlor, and drinking hole in the realm. Note that this was in the year 843. And that the king still sits upon his throne some 40 years later, quite untouched by time.
Okay.
Waloed's recent inaction left many wondering if Odin had lost his appetite for war. And yet here we are.
Yeah.
The Einherjar was committed to the fray, a bold declaration of intent. Orcs swarm around Drake's Fang, and throngs of Akashic haunt Canva's streets. Though how precisely the havoc they wreak serves Waloed remains unclear. Regardless, if the order to attack truly came from King Barnabas, then one thing is certain. Waloed has achieved the impossible, and made bedfellows of beastmen and the ether-addled alike.
Okay.
All of which is a roundabout way of saying that you will be in unknown territory when you set foot on Ash. Much of the continent has already been lost to the Blight, and what few ports remain will be fiercely guarded. And that is to say naught of its natural defenses. Offshore currents will cast an ill-equipped ship out to sea one moment, and dash it against the rocks the next. But then the Enterprise is anything but ill-equipped. And Mid has made land there before.
True.
Now, if only there were someone with an intimate knowledge of the Shadow Coast, and where a daring gentleman might put ashore.
Where we camped? Okay.
You see, Clive, you had the answer all along.
Do you think you can get us back to that beach, Mid?
Picked you up from it, didn't I? Not that it were easy. The currents were a right bastard. But then, if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be worth doing, would it?
Fair enough.
Well said. Thank you, Lady Vivian.
If a few morsels of common knowledge and a sprinkling of tavern talk are worthy of your thanks, I wonder what genuine intelligence might earn.
Probably more visits. Mid, I need everyone in the ale hall now. I'll fetch Joshua from the shelves.
Speech.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Speech. Away.
Clive, you must listen to this. Lawsman, tell him.
Do you recall when we spoke before on the divinity of Ultima? Well, it inspired me to delve deeper into the subject.
Okay.
And what I discovered appears to agree with the findings of His Grace.
You will recall that my quest to uncover Ultima's origins began with the mural at Phoenix Gate.
Mm-hmm.
But while I've always known it to be important, its secrets have heretofore eluded me. Now, however, I believe I know where to find the more complete example. One that will reveal all we seek.
Okay.
Master Clive, have you ever in your travels chanced to hear of the Circle of Malleus? I would think not, few have. But there was once a time when the faith flourished, the oldest known religion in the Twins. And though its popularity eventually waned on Storm,
Okay.
hints of its dogma remain embedded in more modern faiths such as the Crystalline Orthodox.
Wait, you said it waned on Storm. What of Ash?
Religious monuments are often torn down or repurposed when new faiths rise to prominence. But if no new faith arose, then perhaps the ancient temples might still stand.
Oh.
And so, you see now why I must accompany you to Waloed.
It would appear the past still has much to teach us.
Okay.
Though in this case, it would not have been possible without the musings of Moss.
Moss.
To think that you carried a copy of my old mentor's chronicles all along. I am relieved to discover it in good hands.
I shall guard it with my life.
Joshua, if you're finished here, join me in the ale hall.
We
I
have
need
a
to speak to everyone
speech.
before we leave.
Right away.
Away. There's a lot less people than I thought it'd be.
By now you've all heard where we're going and why. So I won't bother you with the boring details, only the important ones. If we attempt to approach Stone here by sea, there's a good chance we'll be sighted and fall prey to the capital's artillery. So instead, we'll disembark on the southwest coast and make for Drake's Spine on foot. I say we, but it's highly likely the entirety of Ash is under the rule of Ultima. A large party would only attract unwanted attention, as well as slow our march and require supplies which may be difficult to obtain. Only Joshua and I will be going.
Oh?
And a scout. Preferably a good one. Gav, do you know of any?
You bet your ass I do. I might still borrow some of Lady Vivian's maps, though, just in case, like.
Once you've dropped us off at the Shadow Coast, you need to retreat into neutral waters, fly merchant colors, and stay inconspicuous.
Okay.
If you sense any danger at all, you leave us behind and return to Storm.
Inconspicuous is my middle name. But like hell am I leaving anyone behind. The ship ain't going nowhere till your scurvy mugs are smiling on deck.
Jill, the Enterprise will appear a tempting target for royalists and pirates alike. You're to stop anyone boarding.
Don't worry. I'll keep the ship and her crew safe.
Okay.
You'll be needing passage home, after all.
But... very well.
Okay.
If there are no questions, I'll see you all at the docks.
Alrighty. Alrighty. What do you have to
Let me
say?
know when you're leaving. I want a word before you go.
Okay.
Of course. Is something wrong?
Not at all. Honestly. Can't a man wish his friend farewell?
I mean,
Just wanted to let you know that I'll keep things in order while you're off saving the world.
Okay.
I'll hold you to that.
Not one scratch on this base. Oh boy. Western Ash. The Shadow Coast. Why do I speak as if I could change your fate? Don't mind me. Hey. Silly jokes that pop into my head.
It'll be a long walk to the capital if we follow the cliffs. I'll scout ahead. See if I can't find us an inland route.
Aye.
Clive.
What?
There's something I've been meaning to ask. You took her icon, didn't you?
Oh, I was kidding. I was kidding about him sensing that.
Yes, I did. She understood.
Ooh.
Oh, she understood.
Uh-oh.
Understood that you decided to save the world all on your own, and that you'd die without her power. How dare you make her choose?
Oh.
You knew damn well she'd never refuse you. But I will. You can't keep pushing us away, Clive. The world is ours to save, not yours.
I already have the Phoenix, so I'm good.
I used my gift because I thought it was the right thing to do.
And you truly believe this will save you? Will save us all?
I do.
Then so be it.
Dang. Oh boy.
Just don't forget, you're not alone.
Think I found us a trail. Did I miss something?
Just a little brother talk.
Only that Joshua didn't.
I don't get it.
Ha. That took me a split second. I was like, nah, because he didn't miss that punch. Okay, that's funny. Okay. Now am I going to be in a spot where I can hit the save, the Kingdom of Elude? Footfalls in Ash.
Always wanted to visit Ash.
We're in Waluda territory now. Don't expect a warm welcome.
Oh, I don't know, Clive. That castle over there looks inviting enough.
Shall we sample its inhabitants' hospitality?
Ah, that castle. I swung by it too. So if I hit the open world, hey, I can go back whenever I want. Sweet. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to cut that there just because I have to deal with some other things. But yeah, pretty good progress, I think. And if you liked anything you saw or heard, make sure to hit that like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you want any other games to see played. I'll put them in a list to kind of get through and try to get through them as quick as possible. And yeah, I will see you all in the next one. Gotta lean over. Later.